absolutely. It's very interesting because you, as someone on the outside of that creative experience, take in your own history when you're reacting to it. So it's interesting to see if you were even close.
Well, that's right. I mean, there were a few songs where this is going 2 or 3 months back with certain bands, and the way it came to me, I was way off. When they told me what it was really about, I was like, "Wow, I'm really off course," and I never would have thought I never would have thought that. There's one song in particular by a Canadian band. The band's name is Sid New York, and they have a song called "Dick and Jane," and I was way off course with that one. I can't remember what I thought it was what that was about, but when I was talking to them, she said, she goes, "Oh, it's just about backpacking through Europe and blah blah." I was like, "Wow, I am way off course. I I didn't put that two and two together." So, but it was really interesting when she explains, like, "Oh, you know what? It was new again." It's like, "You know what? That makes perfect sense." I don't know why I thought the other way, but either way, I mean, it was fun. So also, this week you did. I know it's an old movie, but you did a review on the movie Far and Away.
That's correct. Yes, it was. I picked that because I try to do at least once a month, or my goal is to have one once a week. But a must-see movie, which is a movie that maybe slipped through the cracks of time and kind of revitalized an old interest in it. There's a lot of personal feelings about the movie. It kind of I've seen the movie many times through my life, and the first time that it was watched in my family actually was my mom and dad went to see it. And not to get heavy or anything, it was before our family was in a very bad car accident. It was the last movie that they saw before I went into a car accident. So the first time I got to see it with them it was kind of like saying, we made it, and that could have been the last movie they saw. It was that serious of a car accident. So it has a lot of emotional meaning about, and in the movie itself, overcoming adversity. So it means a lot to me, and not a lot of people I've met have seen it, so I just kind of want to put that one back out there.
Oh, that's that is pretty deep, and it's a good point. And admittedly, I've not seen it, and I personally don't think I will, just because, I never mind. I'm gonna dig myself out. So never. I should stop right there.
No, please feel free. I think a lot of it is probably because of the lead actors being Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, and a lot of people have kind of turned away, especially against Tom Cruise and everything. So because of his public image, it makes it difficult for a lot of people to watch him and stuff without thinking about that. So I totally understand that it's a little difficult to overcome, but for me, I'm able to put that out of my mind when I watch it.
Actually, I was just gonna say because it's a chick flick.
I mostly been talking when I posted it. Women have been tweeting me about it, and so that was the thing that they told me about it. So I was just, I'm sorry for assuming.
No, Britt, that was gold. That was awesome. That was awesome. Britt, that made me afternoon. That was perfect.
Okay,
oh man.
That's one of those things where I was interpreting what I thought your meaning was, and then I would see how I was like way off.
yeah. That's really what I was gonna say about it. It's I just sometimes people don't like the term chick flick, so. But
I as a chick, I'm not offended.
But no, personally, I could care less what Tom Cruise or Nicole Kidman does. I mean, I don't care about the image. If they're a good actor or a good actress, they're a good actor, they're a good actress. Even though they can be look like they've had one too many hopping around in public doing some of the stuff that he's done, but same time too is like that's his life outside of working. So it's gonna be different. You can't expect people to be exactly the same and at work as they are outside of work, because a lot of people are not.
See, I totally agree with you. And for me, if you have a very out there public persona and I'm able to see you in a movie and kind of put that on things, that tells me that you're actually acting. So if someone is themselves in every movie, that's not really a really good marcation of their talent.
Well, yeah, I mean, and honestly, like I still really like Tom Cruise. One of my favorite movies still is Vanilla Sky. I absolutely love that movie.
Okay,
and
that was a good one.
and but even the cameos he's made. I mean, like when he was in Tropic Thunder, he was so funny in that. Like, and then
That was hilarious.
and then I think and then again in Austin Powers and Goldmember, the worst "Yeah, baby" I've ever heard in my life, but it was so funny. It just one of those things you just start cracking up right away because you expect them
Yeah,
just go ahead.
no, I was saying he doesn't take himself that seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Like you expect like a good attempt at it, just like, yeah, baby. It's like that was awesome, and it's those sort of things. But Nicole Kidman, I've never really been a fan. I mean, I tried to give her a few tries. I mean, they may not have been the best movies, but one was Eyes Wide Shut, which I still don't think should have been released and should have just, I know it's a shame that Stanley Kubrick died, but sometimes with the breaks, I don't think it should have been put out. But that's besides the point. There was that one, and The Others was actually a pretty good movie. I mean, but I think still too in the role that Nicole Kidman played, I think it really wouldn't have mattered who played that role. To be honest with you.
Okay.
Because have you seen The Others?
I've not seen that one. I've seen a little bit of it on TV. I've seen pretty much every other one of her movies but that one, unfortunately.
Okay, well maybe with her we'll agree to disagree because like it sounds like you're a big fan, so I'm not gonna start dragging her down. So.
Oh no, it's totally fine. I definitely love hearing a difference of opinion. She's what I refer to. My mom started this thing where we call people our girls, and she is one of those actresses I am a big fan of. But I understand she's not for everybody. But my favorite movie I've seen of hers is the movie Birthday Girl. That was a very, very good movie, and I think only a few actresses could have sold that particular movie, and she did it very, very well.
Well, right on. Well, the thing is, The Others, I mean, to me, it seems sort of a basic role. I mean, it was pretty much supposed to be set back in the 1800s, and, she just kind of like, we'll call it the stereotypical, what's the word I'm looking for? Stay-at-home mom. But stereotypical for that time period, though. Because, Stern took care of the kids and made sure nothing happened to them. So it just seemed like it wasn't that hard of a role for someone to play. And because even at the end, when they finally realize what's going on, it's still, I just think that anyone could have played that role.
Yeah, there are a lot of, parts like that and everything. I totally see what you're saying. I mean, seldom do you say, man, the only actor I can think of where I say, every time I see them, I say, there's only one person who could have played that part, and that's when I watch Gary Oldman.
Well, no, it's fair enough. No, good point. Well, like I said, it's just one of those things. So, and like I said, I've only seen 2 movies. I'm just not a big fan. It's plain and simple. And there's a few actors out there that, although no, they may be revered as like great actors, I just have no use for them, and I don't necessarily have a good explanation for all of them, but I just know they just kind of they rub me the wrong way for some reason, and I can't watch them. So
that's how I feel about Tom Hanks. I'm sorry.
No, I don't blame you. And you know what? There's a random fact that was pointed out a while ago, and I haven't looked up to see if it's actually true, but it's got a good point, and pretty much. The people were saying that from Forrest Gump on, maybe a little bit before that, in every single movie, for some reason he had to go to the bathroom. Yeah, because remember when he meets JFK and he's like, how's it feel to be an All-American? He's like, I gotta pee.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah, so I know it's a bit of a somewhat crass random fact, but it's just the one that popped in my head. And you know what? I'm not a huge fan either, to be honest with you. Even that one Terminal, I only saw that movie for the first time like maybe 3 months ago, and that's only because at work we were on break and we had some downtime, so we were watching that. And I'd heard about it, but never seen it. It's like, well, I could done without. I could have done without it. I mean, I know I didn't miss anything now. So.
Yeah, I watched that when it first came out. I was so excited. For some reason, I thought it was going to be something really mind blowing, and then I was like, "Wow, that was it, huh?" And
Yeah.
the credits started rolling.
Yeah. Oh, well, we still got a bit of time left, so we'll get to a little bit more about blogs in just 1 second here. But the last thing I want to bring up, has there ever been a movie that you've actually walked out on because it was so bad?
Not in a theater, but I did recently have to stop. I've only stopped one movie I can think of, and that was the movie The Outsiders, which was, I just recently tried to start watching that, and I said, either I can claim back these moments of my life while I still have them, or it was so horrible. I could not believe that all the stars that were in it actually had success, and I'm so disappointed that Francis Ford Coppola made it. It was just absolutely horrible, and I actually did. It was so bad I had to turn it off.
Well, see, I actually have. I walked out at the original Godzilla, the one that came out in like 98, the one with Matthew Broderick.
Yes.
That was horrible. Like halfway, I was like, I can't do this. I said, I'm out. I got my money back. It's like, I can't. That was horrible. And the only thing that was half decent about it was the soundtrack. Even the soundtrack wasn't that good. I mean, myself personally, maybe 3 or 4 good bands, but that was about it. But yeah, I got my money back. I couldn't stand to watch anymore. It was just driving me nuts.
Oh, I hear you. My mom and brother actually went to that when it opened, and they went to it twice. They went back to back.
Oh, really?
Yes, they found me off. I think they thought it was like they took it in a comedic way, and so they weren't in their serious. They didn't really take it seriously, so they ended up going twice. But that's just funny. My mom never goes to see a movie twice, let alone back to back. I just found it humorous that particular movie she went to twice.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it, but that's just my own personal thing. So let's get back to what else have you been working on this week?
Okay, well, this week I put up a Let's Talk About, which was basically an excuse for me to rant about recent movie endings because they've been there were 2 endings that stuck out in recent memory that I was very disappointed by, and so I kind of explored why I was disappointed for 2 different reasons, but I think we've all kind of noticed with recent movie endings where the movie is either just ended or the director leaves it up to our imaginations to imagine what becomes. And when it first started, the trend started, I thought it was interesting, and now it's just getting annoying, and it's an excuse for me to have to do the work that the script writer should be doing. That's not my job.
Yeah. No, it's a very good point.
And so the 2 movies I talked about was Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, which is a movie with Olsen.
Okay.
And in the second, and that's about her. She's escaped from a cult, and basically she escapes to go be with her sister, and there are a lot of questions about whether or not the cult's really still following her. And the ending of that, literally, it just ends, and I was very frustrated by that. The movie had been so good up to that point, and then the ending failed. And the second movie was the movie Warrior, which came out a few years ago, and I didn't see it until recently, but that's the one starring Nick Nolte and Tom Hardy. Have you seen it?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I never saw the whole thing through.
Okay, well, I was very enthralled by this film, and then the ending happened, and I was so disappointed. This is one of those things where there's just there's a disconnect with what they think the audience cares about, and unfortunately they thought we were consumed with another character played by Joel Edgerton, and seeing him have some kind of amazing happy ending. It just really felt rushed. Everything, they'd taken their time with it, and then all of a sudden it's rushed, and the person who gets all the closure is someone we just really I as an audience member did not care about. So I was very disappointed by the ending of that movie, and still hoping for a sequel so we can rectify some of its damage.
But you know what, you got a good point, because there's a lot of times that happens, and it's very frustrating. And you're right, that's not your job. It's their job to kind of finish it up for you. So that's going to about wrap it up. We're just about out of time here today, Britt, but we will definitely be back next Friday. And I'm pretty positive it'll be 3 o'clock. I don't think there should be anything to move it up, but if we have to move it up an hour, we'll do like we did again this week.
Okay, great.
So, like always, Britt, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show and talk about what you've been working on in your blogs, because got a lot more people following you now, which is awesome. So,
I'm very grateful.
And